Hey, friends of Dorelyn, while he's not listening, be sure to troll the hell out of him and make us ask questions that will throw him off or make him uncomfortable. We love that. Or tell us to ask about something embarrassing.
Sal especially loves that.
Okay. Otherwise, it'll be easy, pretty easy show. I'm guessing Hammy CTR is one of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hammy, he's one of mine.
I'll admit to it.
Cool. Okay. So, pineapple. All right. Barfolomew, whenever you're ready, I think the rest of us are.
All right, cool. Let's kick this pig. Start and 5, 4, 3.
You're listening to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild Convert to Raid on Airy Peak, US.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 152 of the Converted Podcast, the World of Warcraft podcast all about the Convert to Raid guild on Airy Peak, US. Today is June 17th, 2019. It's just about 6:20 p.m. Airy Peak local time. I spilled the beans. I let everyone know what part of the country I'm in. Sal, why don't you let us go what's going on for the show tonight?
In this episode, we have a raid team spotlight for Fallen Knights. Your converted shoutouts, Esh and Turarts are here with the guild haps, and Dorelyn is here to rep their raid team.
That's right, everybody. I am Barfolomew the Paladin, and you heard her right for the very first time. Dorelyn is on the Converted to hype up his raid team. How you doing, dude?
I am doing great tonight. How are you doing?
Man, I am doing absolutely fantastic. I know I can speak for the other hosts and say that they're doing fantastic as well, but you know what? Instead of doing that, I'm going to ask them directly. Turarts, what's been the haps recently?
Hey, well, it's been a fun 2 weeks. I am still leveling my Coltiran. Took 6 weeks, but I got it right. I have it in bold in the notes too. But my Coltiran, Coltiran, same thing. They are level, or she is level 67. Healing a druid at this kind of like once DKs can come into action sucks until you get, I think, efflorescence. I have been kicked out of so many dungeons, not because my healing's crap, but because they just can't keep the aggro, and so then it splits. And as a druid, you have like that one regrowth that puts like big heals and dots, so it just sucks right now. And yeah, I am not loving leveling so much, but once I get efflorescence, I tell myself it's going to get better. And maybe it doesn't, but I'm going to keep telling myself that it does. So that's what I
get new spells, but you'll always have DKs.
Oh, DKs. I don't want to hate DKs because that's my tank that I don't play. But man, they are making me mad. Like, I have never said such impolite words in a dungeon before until the past 2 weeks, and I was very impolite. But it is what it is. So we move forward. But that's what I'm doing in the WoW side. I'm still rocking that Coltiran druid. Other than that, there's this new little RPG game. It's called Littlewood, and it's so cute. It's your basic like gather mats and then build a house for someone, and then gather more mats to keep building a house for someone, and you get to rearrange your town however you want to, and it's so adorable, and I love it, and I've been playing the heck out of that. And it's like realistic too, like they make the characters like kind of say like some awkward things, like not like awkward, like just like, oh, I didn't mean to say that, like I moved to this town so we can go on a date. I mean, so we can go fishing. Like, it's just cute. Like, it's adorable. I love it. So I've been playing that as well. But I haven't had a lot of time to play games in the past 2 weeks because I just got back from Wisconsin this weekend.
I saw that.
I did. It was very exciting. I went there. We've talked about this for Bottle Spark. That's kind of like my side hustle that I'm hoping will be my main hustle, which things are happening, which I'm very excited about. But so I did that. And things about Wisconsin. The roads suck, but that's fine. It's okay. We made it through. My Buick can handle that. And then I was in a premiere where there's people who make more money in like an hour than I'll make like in my lifetime. like having to like sit there in a dress and heels and like talking, and it was a big deal and very exciting and a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I loved it because I called and talked to my parents about it. And my dad's like, I don't understand this internet thing that you do, but and it was just one of those like moments where you're like, oh, your parents are old, it's adorable. But they watched like the live stream and stuff, so it's really exciting. I'm super happy that I went there. Although I was in the car for 8 hours coming back Friday night because I had to go pick up Miles. So that's a long time to be in the car like by yourself. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, that's a drive for sure.
It's a
Absolutely.
drive. I drove all the way down Illinois basically, so I got to see a lot of Illinois. And
Corn.
yeah, it's not much corn because it's all flooded right now, but
Oh,
preparing for corn. And I am a PC girl. I love my PC, but now I have a Mac to work on, and it is very different. Like the control key isn't control, it's command.
command.
It's very different, and like it's odd, but I'm trying. I'm learning. But yes, I now have a Mac, and I feel like one of those old people when my dad's like, I don't understand this internet thing. I'm like, guys, how do I copy paste? Like, where's that? Where's the home key so I can go up to like the top of the page faster? It doesn't exist on a little Airbook. So
I mean, those do exist. You just got to learn.
Yeah.
I play on a PC and I work on a Mac, and that's kind of been my rule for years. And the big thing that you're going to want to do, here's my pro tip,
give me
is
it.
go look at the different gestures you can make on that trackpad.
Yeah, I've learned. So if you go like this, if you go like it makes it so all of your like screens you can kind of see them if you have different stuff up.
Yes,
And I make
do
that
all day,
sound.
every day.
I go chow.
Ow! Yes.
I was the immature one in the office because I was going chow, and then like you swipe stuff and I go whoop, whoop. So, but I'm learning, so it's very different. Is all I'll
Hey,
say.
you're a step ahead of most people. Just being able to do the whoop and whop is more than most people know how to do.
It was a learning experience. I'm sure that people had that, oh honey, it's okay moment with me as I'm like, hey, so where's this at on this thing? And they're like, okay, so you just do this. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I'm gonna go back over to my corner and tip tap type away. So that's exciting. But yeah, that was
Just-
my 2 weeks.
Just look down on them. As soon as you get like, listen, on a real computer, it's done this way. You teach me your weird way. Like, as soon as that happens, they're not like, oh, honey, I'm sure you'll get there. They'll be like, oh, okay, we got it. We understand.
Well,
now."
that's with the people. So spoilers about me. I apologize a lot. Like even when I don't have to. Like there was a light that wouldn't turn, and I was like, guys, I'm so sorry. We're having to wait for this light. And they're sitting there like it's not your fault. Like it's
In
the
traffic, you mean?
Yeah, it just wouldn't turn green. Like it wouldn't turn green. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. This light isn't turning green. And they're like, Amanda, what are you doing? Like, why are you apologizing?
Wait
So-
a minute, you used the real name.
I did. It's okay.
Oh, that's
Who
all right.
did
I
that?
name's
announced
Amanda.
them from the
Oh my
East
God.
Coast earlier, so
I think I've spoiled it a ton. But
we're basically
I-
in these people's living rooms /
We are.
cars / computer rooms or whatever it is people are listening in. So it's welcome to the party.
yeah, but it's weird. It's hard doing like T and Amanda, but I did that a lot. And so I'd go like, guys, I'm so sorry. I don't know where this button is. They're like, you need to stop apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry. So that was it too. I'm not Canadian, but they said that I apologize like a Canadian. So I'm an honorary Canadian. Like I said that, like a Canadian said that to me. So I feel like it's kind of legit. I don't know though. I don't know how this stuff works.
Yeah, I'm
That's why caucuses work where you come from, and caucuses would not work where I
I would love to go to a caucus in New York. Like I'm excited. We are like, so it's 6.5, 7 months away from caucusing, and I am so pumped. I'm like, guys, like we're gonna get to talk, and like, oh, it's so exciting. But yeah, caucus in New York would be brilliant. I would
Okay,
show
so
up.
every 2 years, we get the Turarts to explain to us caucusing without getting into politics.
Yeah.
Just the process. Every 2 years, Turarts breaks it down for us,
I do.
and I'm looking forward to that breakdown.
We got like 7 months. It's so exciting. But
It's like,
I think
wait,
I've talked.
we're getting meetings and
I
it's
know.
historical.
It's so nice. And if your candidate doesn't make it, we go, we're so sorry they didn't make it. But we have like other candidates that if you want to come join us, we get more people. It's so fun. I love it so much. Oh my God. But yeah, so we had 7 months to build up that hype. And you know what else happens in 7 months? Like CTR 7-year anniversary, just saying.
You know, wow.
Seven
Wow.
sevens, lots of sevens. But I have chit-chatted more than I probably have ever on this show, so why don't we get some chat room or some Twitter or some shout-outs? It's been 2 weeks. I'm sure people have done great things. Shout them out. Let's do this.
What about you, Sal? Who have you apologized to in traffic recently?
Literally nobody.
I know. I'm still stuck
Literally
on that point,
nobody.
right? Because, like, in our neck of the woods, you could cause a pile-up with a bus full of nuns, and you're still, like, not apologetic about it. Not here.
What? I was trying to get home. I was trying to get him walking here. I don't drive anyway, but
Yeah, nobody drives in New York. There's too much traffic.
So today or yesterday or the day before, I got an email about my BlizzCon ticket offering to allow me to purchase an extra statue.
Oh, nice.
I didn't want the first one. And they're giving me a chance to buy the second one.
Why don't you want the first one?
I mean, how many statues do you see? I'm not a knick-knack kind of girl. I'm not a knick-knack paddywhack. I like less things on my shelf.
Yeah.
I go for the audio books. Most of the books that you see behind me are books that people have given me.
They're home fills. They're not even
like-
real.
They're what?
They're home fills, like for a model home. They're not even real books.
Well, right here is a picture of me and I think Belschnickel and Nate. I don't know. Yeah, Belschnickel, Nate, and Catherine. I forget what we called her in her real, I said real, in her game name, but yeah, it's the CTR thing from Thule, and there's a CTR coloring book, Turarts, right there.
I see that. I was looking at that. I thought that's what that was. I have mine. Right here.
I
Yeah,
don't have mine
so
on hand, but there is at least one, if not two, in the house.
I have two. I have a big one and a small one.
Oh, it's adorable.
And
That's what my
mine
picture
don't
I've colored.
look like that, because there's like a 2 or 3 year old girl that comes here, and when she's here, I put a coloring book in front of her and some crayons.
So I have one and Miles has one. So he gets to color his however he wants to, and I still haven't colored mine 2 years later. So
Lovely, lovely. Anyway, hey, Barf.
What's up?
Hey, this is the second time we've recorded when you're in your new office digs.
Is it the second time? I thought it was like the third time.
I think it's
Maybe the first time there was nothing there. It was just like a big white wall with,
Maybe.
I don't know. But how are you doing? What are you up to?
Things are good. I haven't played a whole lot of Warcraft recently. However, I am really looking forward to the new content that's supposed to be coming out soon.
Super soon, yeah.
Mostly I'll like jump on my shaman and bang out like a couple of Tortolling quests because like eventually I'll be exalted. I'm sure it'll happen someday. But in the meantime, there's like, I don't know. It's like the slow period. Like I'm just still waiting on the next thing to do. What I have been into recently is I'm assuming 30-hour movie that is Kingdom Hearts 3. There's I've been playing that game like a couple hours, and 9:30 rolls around and I'm about to beat the boss fight, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good. I'll have a reasonable time where I log off, I'll walk the dog, things will be nice. No. We beat the boss. For anyone who's like initiated, it was the Titans at the very, very beginning. I was on Mount Olympus and I'm fighting all the Titans and I'm learning how to do the controls and all that very early in the game. Beat that boss. 40 minutes of unskippable, well, not unskippable, but like plot relevant cutscenes and events occur, during which time there is no opportunity to save and quit. 40, I counted all the minutes. There were 40 of them. It was unreasonable amount of minutes.
Every time I watch you play any kind of Kingdom Hearts game, you just complain. All you do is complain.
I love this
That tells
series.
me about
I
this
can't
game.
stand it. It's like The Flash. Have you ever watched The Flash? I hate
seen
that
it.
show. I love it. It's awful, and I watch every minute of it. It's amazing, and it's awful. Like, I have this love-hate relationship with a lot of media out there. So
Okay.
that's been the
Okay.
video game thing that I've been focused on recently. The non-video game thing I've been focused on is a couple of my friends who live locally, and also Silver, who is currently in Connecticut, but also, generally speaking, lives locally. Have been interested in
How local is she?
it's 2 rooms that way. Have been interested in playing Dungeons and Dragons, but like no one's committed to like, oh well, I'll run the table, it'll be me, I'll put it together and I'll do all the work. So I realized that we had a starter set laying around that has a campaign in it. So I guess I'm a DM now. And I was saying before the show started, I went to my local game store and I bought like $6 worth of tiny little pawns and pieces and things that I'm going to be using as, pieces on a map. And I found a bunch of maps online that I'm going to download. And I had this cool idea that I'm sure has been done before, where in order to mimic the Fog of War, I'm going to have the entire map, but I'm going to cut it into little pieces. And then as the players go through the cave or whatever, I'm going to lay the next piece out on the table and they'll be all able to see it. So I've got ideas about things that I'm going to do. But it's been mostly like tinkering with Photoshop, because the handouts I need could be like, oh, I could do this, or I could make these pieces, or I could do these things. So it's been a lot of like little things. And really what I should be doing is just reading the adventure. I got like through the first part and I was like, well, they're in town. That'll take like 3 sessions. But in the meantime, I'm going to like make stupid crap. I have absolutely
Okay,
no
if I'm
idea
going
how
to give
this
you
is
any
gonna
advice
run.
at all,
What?
is to read the adventure.
Read the adventure? Really? Do you think so?
Because I do that all the time, and I spend more time making a tree than I do figuring out what the bad guys can cast.
Yeah, I feel as
and
though
then I'm
I've
like,
perhaps
oh, what do I
fallen
do?
into the
What's the
trap.
spell?
But yeah, as far as where I am mentally in the adventure, we're either 30 minutes into the game or 5 hours into the game. I'm not really sure where exactly. It's just like impossible to predict. So I'm just, we're gonna swing from the hip and shoot from the waist and see what happens. Shoot from the hip. Swing by the seat of our pants.
Loving it.
That's what I've been into. Anyway, we do have one other person on the show tonight, as far as I'm aware. We've checked in with T. We found out what Sal was doing. I rambled for a while. But we did manage to bring in our brand new friend, Dorelyn. Remind me, did I say it right? Correct me.
Yes.
I
Nope,
did?
you nailed it.
Fantastic. To talk about the new raid team or old raid team. I want to learn everything about the raid team. Fallen Knights. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for inviting me.
All right. Well, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do, how are you, what you love, all that fun stuff.
All right. I am 45. I've been married for over 20 years now. I have a 25-year-old daughter. I am from everywhere. I've moved. I was born in California, but I grew up in New York. I've lived in Hawaii and currently residing in North Carolina. What I like to do is mostly play World of Warcraft. Fortunately, been playing since Burning Crusade. In between, do some reading, do some hiking with my wife. But we're pretty much homebodies, so we both game together. So it's kind of what we do. We hang out and play Warcraft or Diablo, and our computers are about 6 feet from each other, so we're always kind of in the same room no matter what we're doing.
Oh.
And that's really all there is to me. I'm just kind of a boring person other than that.
I don't know,
Well,
man.
okay.
You said that you like to go hiking and read and play Diablo, and those are 3 things that are like, no, that's not a boring What are you reading?
I stick to fantasy. So right now I'm reading a series about I guess they're kind of necromancers. They're the abortions, where they go into death and they pass spirits along, make sure the evil spirits stay dead and help the living go where they're supposed to go. But I think that's what started. I mean, way back in school, I started reading Tolkien and reading some science fiction and fantasy, and I just kind of got the whole thing started for me as far as probably where I'm at today with the game choices that I make.
Well, that makes sense. We're all into the fantasy stuff too. Barf just spent half an hour talking about D&D.
That I've never actually tried.
Oh, you need to catch that bug. Ooh. But before we were when we were planning this, you mentioned to me that you said give back to the guild, and it seemed to me like CTR is a place that's special to you. So how long have you been around? What brought you into CTR in the first place?
It was totally random circumstance that brought me to CTR. I've been playing since Burning Crusade, but really Wrath of the Lich King was the only time that I really raided seriously. That was my first real raiding experience on a 25-man team. Had some officer experience. That kind of ended badly with a lot of drama, as many former guilds have. And so after that, we just kind of wandered around for a few years, few expansions, not really finding a home. And we got hooked up with this team back in Warlords, and again it exploded in some drama. And then just by chance, one of the people we were on that team with said, "Hey, I think I know somebody that's on another team," and just happened they were in CTR, and that was in 2015, and so here we still are. 4 years into it. I can't believe it's been 4 years, but yeah, so
Huh.
CTR for 4 years.
Was it you that knew about CTR? Or
No, it wasn't
Nightmare?
me. It was there was some druid healer that was on this other team of ours, and she just was like, "Hey, I know this other group that might be looking for somebody," and that team wound up being called Brotherhood of Fire, which is they're not active anymore. But so we got involved with them and kind of liked it. And then a few months down the road, decided I needed to raid some more, and so I joined the second team. We joined Bacon and Kegs. That raids on Saturdays and Sunday mornings. Yep. So did that for a little while, and then to the Brotherhood of Fire. I think they called it quits, and then we joined Epic Eggplants on Sunday.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
and then we were raiding twice a week, and then kind of got a little bit burnt out on that, and then went back to one team, and then introduced the creation of Fallen Knights. We were just raiding on Sundays, and I was like, I want to raid. I want to raid some more. Like I have too many alts. Like my alts need to raid too, because I have an alt problem, like many of us do. And so a couple of the other people on our team were like, yeah, let's start a new team. And a lot of us are East Coasters, and Convert to Raid tends to raid a little bit later. Most of the teams raid a little bit later at night during the week. So we were like, hey, let's start an East Coast friendly time raid. And then that's kind of how Fallen Knights came to be. We didn't have a lot of other options for the time slots that we wanted, so we just decided to make a team.
So how did you come about the name then, Fallen Knights?
I totally stole it from the original Airy Peak guild that my wife joined with one of her workmates back in Burning Crusade when we first started playing. So it's been around. It's been around probably since vanilla. That guild actually it's a guild on Airy Peak. It still exists. We still have some alts in that guild. So I just like, hey, I like that name in honor of this guild that's been around for years and years that we've always been a part of. Let's just call this team Fallen Knights.
And so you're East Coast friendly. You raid a couple nights a week, it sounds like. What do you guys raid?
Well, we started out raiding 2 nights a week. We were raiding Tuesday, Wednesday. I actually don't remember the exact original times that we were raiding, but we were raiding so 4 to 7 server is what we were doing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Currently, we raid only on Wednesday nights, and we raid from 3:30 server to 7:30 server. Sorry, my brain has to convert it to server time. So 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern is what we're raiding right now on Wednesdays.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, the important time, Eastern time, right? Yeah.
I think we're all Eastern. Turarts, are you Eastern?
Central.
I don't even know you anymore.
Oh, I like Central Time. I miss it. We were in Dallas for a while. I like Central Time.
It's a nice
That's-
in between.
Yeah.
That is where I was raised. I was in Dallas. That's where I grew up.
We spent 7 years there.
I grew up in a town south of Dallas called Waxahachie.
I've been to Waxahachie. We lived in Mansfield, which is, I mean, it's a little bit further from Waxahachie, but it's south of Dallas.
Oh my God! I would drive through Mansfield to get to college, where I went to college.
Yeah.
At the University of Texas at Arlington.
Yep. Oh, Arlington. Yeah, we knew a lady, Waxahachie, so we had been down there a few times. So.
Oh, there you go. Waxahachie connection. There you go.
I don't have a sounder for that, or else I'd play it.
Waxahachie connection.
Tell me about your progression, man. Like, what are you guys shooting for each tier?
Well, AOTC is what our goal is. We don't do any mythic bosses. That's mostly my choice. I'm just really not kind of into that. So yeah, AOTC heroic. That's where our sweet spot is, and we've achieved that every tier since we formed. So including this tier, we've killed heroic Jaina twice now. We did it 1 week, and we had a lot of people missing, so we did it again the next week. So we're good to go. We're planning on doing a little bit of farm in heroic right now. We have a couple people that are thinking about switching out tunes for the next tier. So we want to kind of get us a little practice, get some gear, and then maybe once the essences come out after the patches hit, we'll just go knock out the little 2-boss raid, and then we'll get ready for the next one.
Nice.
Do you have your heroics in that raid as well, or?
Do we?
I know
What's
you
that?
said you. I know you said you had heroic Jaina. I wasn't sure if you had the new one.
Oh, the 2-boss one?
Yeah.
No. On our team, we actually haven't done it at all yet. I've started it on the Sunday team that I'm a part of, but we just finished doing heroic Jaina last week for our second time. So we were going to possibly step into it this coming week, but then I kind of decided that with some people switching around, I wanted to get a little bit more practice in and have the advantage of when the first essence comes out and becomes available for after the patch, because that Unat's a pretty tough guy on heroic. But the plan is to kill those 2 bosses, but I'm going to leave myself about 2 weeks to do it, so hopefully we can get it done.
Well, tell us a little bit more about your team. Like, what's the vibe like? So we know you're down in heroics, but what are you guys fun? Are you serious? What's a night like with the Fallen Knights?
I would say we're fun and serious. I mean, there's always that mix that I'm looking for, where it's that serious casual, right? So we're, it's an all adult. There's a lot of us that are in our 40s, late 30s. So we're a lot of similarities, a lot of people with kids and families. So we joke, but it's not out of hand. We're still trying to kill the bosses. So I think it's a really good vibe. I actually really like it. We've got a total of 21 people on the team right now, and I'm actually really happy with where we are right now. I think I recruit people, and then I hope that they're good players. That's kind of what I focus on. Unfortunately, with a heroic team, I mean, you can't just take anybody. So there has been times when, even though I've liked some people, I've had to have them step down from the team. But people is the most important thing for me, generally speaking.
I'm looking at the chat room here. You've got a few people here, right?
Oh yeah, they were real excited. They were like, we want to listen. We want to listen.
Hammy CTR says something. What is this hashtag? Back to 2 nights. Oh, back to 2 nights. He wants to go to 2 nights again, I suppose.
Yeah, he says that, but he's got a raid conflict on Tuesday nights now.
Oh.
So as soon as we stepped off of Tuesday, he went full in with his other team Resolve on Tuesday and Thursday night. So I don't know how he's going to accomplish that.
Okay, so he's raiding 3 nights then. Okay, honey.
At least.
Oh, this is a Jericho 68.
Oh yeah.
He's one of yours too.
He's our rogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. I like Jericho.
Every, everyone is
Even
now starting to talk here.
even though I won't go to BlizzCon with him, he was trying to sell me his ticket.
Oh, wait, who's going?
Oh, Jericho is definitely going. There's a
Jericho. I
we have a few
cannot wait to
people.
meet you.
We have a few people that are from the team that I think are going, or at least were
I'm
going at
going.
one point in time.
I'm waiting for Barf to book my hotel room for me, like he did last year.
We'll talk about it.
And I'm here. Okay, so what is this? 4 archaic? Oh, this is 8.
That's ancient.
Ancient, my favorite problem. So ancient, I will say,
There's a
ancient is a
story
really
there.
good. Is the story. So I was really close. Maybe he knows this, maybe he doesn't. I was really close to kicking him off the team. Seriously close. When he first joined, I was like, "Who is this guy? Like he doesn't know anything. Wasn't doing very well." The joke was like he would just die. I mean, all the time. But he has really come a long way as far as his gameplay. He has improved dramatically. He was even actually he tanked for our heroic Jaina kill this tier. So yeah, definitely happy with his progress and glad I guess I didn't kick him off the team back then.
Let's see. Who else are we looking at? I don't know. Can you see the chat room?
I can. I'm not sure I recognize some of these Twitch names though.
So I'm wondering if Aganon78 is one of
Yes,
yours.
yeah, Aegonon is one. Yep.
Okay.
He's our paladin. He's our provider of wisdom to Dragon, our shaman healer.
Okay.
It's our only rep pally right now.
Okay. Well.
How many other players have you almost kicked off the team?
He's probably the only one I've almost kicked off. Yeah, I've let some people go, but he's the one that I didn't. That actually panned out for me. So that's good.
Wow.
I've probably let I don't know 5 or 6 people. I've had to let them go.
Well, like you were
Ask
saying,
them
on
to
a
leave.
heroic team, like you gotta. I mean, at some point,
Make
the
those
numbers are
decisions.
important, you know.
Yeah, it's a really interesting spot to be in on a heroic team, I think, because you're not mythic, but there's still an expectation, and like you said, there's numbers you have to hit to kill bosses, and it's happened to us where we've lost some good players because they weren't happy with the progression on the team was making.
Sure.
So it's a constant balancing act. But like I said, I'm happy. I mean, like any heroic team, I think, we have our issues with mechanics, but at the end of the day, people are at least putting up decent numbers, and mechanics you can learn.
Maybe Dark Holbade.
That's Ancient's brother actually. So Ancient got him involved with the team here fairly recently. So he's been a decent addition. I had some questions about him too, but he stepped up his game.
I always feel like as soon as you start talking about a player, you're right on the edge of sharing something that would like really be like what else you got, man? Like hit me with that one time that somebody did something and it was like a whole big deal.
Well, so Ancient, I accused him of having kind of like Tourette's a little bit. He just he'll just burst out with something, and one time I was just like dude, just tank, just worry about tanking, please, like just leave it alone. But usually it's coming from a good place because everybody wants to just be successful, right? So that's what it's about. And 9 times out of 10 you'll go back to somebody like, hey, you're over the line, and they'll apologize like, yeah, sorry, just let me know, and I don't mean to be that way. So like I said, I'm
Hey Barf, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be that way. You just gotta let me know.
You're the
Oh.
reason I stopped raiding.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a guy say just, he'll tell me, he's like, just tell me to STFU. Like, seriously.
Oh man.
So now that we know kind of like what's going on with your team, what kind of vibe we got going on, the people, you've obviously got some friends in here to troll you, and I love that. That's my favorite thing. Community, teamwork, and disrespect. Are you recruiting?
I would say no, I am not recruiting. I think with 21 people, I think it's a good number. Not that I would, if somebody had friends or family on, from the team that was like, hey, I'd really like this, this guy to join. I think he'd fit in. I definitely would be okay with that, but I'm not actively recruiting.
Mm.
I think I'm in a good spot. At one point in time, we had like 31 people, I think, on the team earlier.
Oh, wow.
this
That's
year.
16.
Yeah, that was a little unwieldy. So I think I'm happy with what our numbers right now. We've got a lot of people that are willing to switch specs classes to whatever we need. So
That
I'm
makes a
not
big
necess-
difference.
Yeah, I'm not like I need a tank, because 3 people are like, well, I'll tank, So it's good. It's good. Life is good for the Fallen Knights raid leader.
Well, that's awesome. You found a good balance. I think you have people who are willing to work, but also, keep people in check. Since it sounds like you have such a good group of people, I'm gonna need you to list them all off for me.
All 21, huh?
Go for it. We're counting.
All right. All right. So I will include myself, although my toon name is really Relgrim. That's on this team right now. Then we have
Okay.
Aegonon, Angry Light,
Chatting.
Catti-brie, Ogad, Ancient Deo, Duty. all his characters are like some kind of end with an I, like Duty, Foodie. They're just all like that. Anyway, Dragon, Dr. Bald, Jericho, Verfalla, my wife, Nomiski, Ode Bruin, which is Hammy, Serenity, Sylvie, Vinny Chase, Mods, Superstars, Darklebade, Toku, and Gambit.
That was 21. Chat, let's see.
Wow.
It's like I have a list or something.
Reading.
Duty.
Cheater.
No way you'd be cheating, because we didn't tell you we were going to ask that at all.
That
but
blew my mind.
But I have a one of those WoW spreadsheets that tracks people and their item levels and their achievements, and I make people contribute weekly to the flasks cauldrons thing, and I track it
Nice.
weekly. So
Nice.
That list is there.
That's important.
They're talking about how mean
when
you
it's
are in
me,
chat, so I guess you do a
I
really good
am
job at
kinda
making sure you
mean.
keep track of it.
I really am mean. I do. I call them out. I say, hey, you owe 2 flasks this week. Make sure you get it. And you have to mail it. You have to mail it to me or put it in the bank. Like, don't hand me that stuff because I will not track it very well that way.
if I were on the team, I'd be like, can I just send you a check? Can I just drop some coin in the bank, because I can't.
Yeah, well, that will be hard with the CTR bank, though.
Oh, you didn't
that's
hear all the
true.
stuff that Kara and Zug and them have been working on then, huh?
No, ever since we've got our own tabs, I haven't heard anything else.
Oh, no, that was what I was talking about specifically. Okay. I wasn't sure. Oh, yeah, no, because I guess gold isn't split amongst the
Yeah,
groups of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, all
exactly.
right. So I see what you mean.
Would you like to elaborate, Barf?
Right. So for anyone who's not aware, thank you for giving me that cue because I'm totally falling asleep at the wheel here. For those who aren't aware, the guild banks were set up. I guess it wasn't too long ago. It was in the last couple of months, to where to where teams could apply to have a tab in one of the guild banks. Oh, Pierre's coming for the snuggles. In one of the banks for their team's use. There aren't enough tabs to go to every team, which is why it's been basically by application. But Kara, one of the officers in the welcoming committee, as well as just all around guild person, has been working really hard at making sure that all that stuff has been organized. It's really been a big effort. So I believe she's the person to talk to if your team is looking to have space in one of the guild banks. And if I'm wrong, she will be very happy to correct you. Me. She'll be very happy to correct me.
You. Correct.
She is. Yes.
She's the one that does that stuff. Yeah. Cool. Let's see.
How can we go about tracking you down on the internet?
If someone has any questions about the team or wanted to really
or wanted to
beg
stalk
you
your
for
Twitter
a spot.
photos or whatever.
Well, I don't really have much of a presence on the socials, as they're called.
Mhm.
Really, the best way to get me is BattleNet, in-game WoW, and Discord, because that's pretty much where I live. So
You
Discord
were
is
easy to
probably your
find on
best bet.
Discord.
Yeah, Discord is your best bet, because phone or my computer, I mean, it's always active and on, and so that's the easiest way to get help. Like my Facebook, literally, I have like 10 people, and they're all family members. And that's only because that's the only way my mom communicates. So I have to have a Facebook account just so I can talk to my mom.
That's the only way my family has like family reunions and invites people to things.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I'm like-
that's mine too.
I didn't know about my grandmother's 85th birthday celebration until 3 weeks before it, and I'm like, if I hadn't just happened to log onto Facebook, I wouldn't have known there's this giant family reunion. Come on, guys. Yeah. It's a necessary evil.
yeah.
So before we let you go and we bring on Ash to do the raid report, have you got any shout-outs that you'd like to drop on us?
Any shout outs? I just want to shout out to my whole team. Been very happy and proud of them. Really quickly, I want to relay this story. I forgot about this. So we killed Jaina. We had 4 people that had to be gone that week. They all had legitimate good reasons to be gone. So I said, okay, we're going to kill her again next week for you guys. And I was talking to another guy in CTR, and he was like, oh, well, that's going to be a really big pain. It's going to be hard to get people to show up for that second kill after they've already killed her. And I said, no, I don't think so. I can't imagine my team being like that, right? And sure enough, the second week, everybody showed up again to help get the kill for everybody else. And I was like, yeah, exactly. I mean, didn't even think of that problem, because my team wouldn't be like that. So I just want to shout out to my whole team for that proud moment, that proud papa moment.
That's a good story. I like that. And I think the chat room does too. Awesome.
That is a really great story. You don't really hear a whole lot of raid teams that have that kind of dedication, where they're like, yeah, we finished it, but there's still a couple of people who need a little hand, so let's all like make sure we're still there. And it's really, really easy to go, we hit the goal, gonna step away for a little bit. It's
Right.
very, very easy to make that decision. So that you guys were able to pull that out is actually really, really special. All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes.
You had
Yes,
a
thank you
ton
for
of
having
really
me.
great info to share about your team and like what everything's going on, and it's just been super great. We are going to go grab Ash to run the raid report. We covered where to find you and what's been going on, so thank you very much for being on the show. We'll catch up with you next time, but until then, we're going to switch over to Ash.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. See ya.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
While
T
Eshelon
rescues
back.
me from that very, I'm going to say awkward transition, I'm going to play this.
It's time for tea.
There it goes.
All right, so guild events, guys, guess what is finally happening? Another raid recruitment event this Friday and Saturday. So what that means for you, number 1, if you are a raid team, you should be in the team lead Discord channel. If you're not, talk to Ash. This Friday at 6 p.m. server and this Saturday at 6 p.m. server, so that's the 21st and 22nd, we will be hosting another raid recruitment event. For raid teams, just a real quick overview. If you are a raid team, you'll sign up on the little forum that I have in the team lead channel. I'll get you your own channel. I'll get you on your spreadsheet. You're just going to hang out for like an hour, hour and a half. If you are looking for a team, what you're going to do is you're going to come find me in the raid recruitment channel. And I'll give you the list of teams who are participating, the times, what they're rating, what they're looking for, and you get to go down and talk to them. Think of job fair, but for raid teams. So if you are a team, I need you to sign up. If you are just coming because you're looking for a team, literally all you need to do is just show up. It's easy, simple. Come do it. Come hang out. It's awesome. Otherwise, that is the guild events as always. There is the tag that you can do in the CTR Discord. If you do $CTR space guild, you can get yourself a handy little tag that we will be able to ping you for stuff. So $rank CTR guild is what you want to do, and that will get you the handy little CTR tag. It'll also get you a fun little blue color, and that allows you to have us ping you for when this stuff happens. All right.
Yeah.
That is that. We're going to bring Esh on. He's going to hook you up with some stuff. As Esh is coming on, get us those shout outs, people. Shout outs.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Ash.
Eshelon.
I have a little bit of progress to update everybody. So, starting with the troublemakers on Mechtor Heroic, Bacon and Kegs, knocking out Blockade on Heroic, Marginally Competent, Falling Knights, and Gruel's Gone Wild, all knocking out AOTC in the last 2 weeks. Congratulations to Marginally Competent, Fallen Knights, and Gruel's Gone Wild. Dark One's Own Luck also getting AOTC on Crucible, knocking out Unot. And Rectified has taken out Mechatork on Mythic difficulty.
On Mythic.
Yeah.
That is a heck
That
of a
is-
fight on Mythic, man.
Yeah. They, I don't think they ever reset their Mythic lockout. They just kind of work on it each week and work on it. So
Oh, really?
that's how they, it's how they work through it. I think it's, I think it's pretty smart. But yeah, they're making their way through.
Like how Fallen Knights is on the show the week that they hit AOTC. We just had
That's
them
pretty
on.
cool.
They
That's
leave,
right.
and Ash comes on and is like, let me tell you about who hit AOTC this week.
That's right.
And then
That's
here they
right.
are again.
And how did Dorelyn not mention that?
That it was this week. He said that
Like-
he said that the team was AOTC. He didn't say that it was like it just happened.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been like a thing to say, like, hey, and by the way, we just hit, this is our goal for every tier, and we've hit that goal every tier. And by the way, we just very recently hit it this tier.
He's
That
taking
would've-
notes for next time he's on the show. He's
He
taking
says it was
notes.
2 weeks ago.
Well,
Gonna
Well,
make
this is
sure
an
he
every
doesn't miss
other
those
week.
finer points.
2 weeks ago is
This is an every
ancient
other
history.
week podcast.
2 weeks ago is
Yeah.
ancient history.
That's like 3 or 4 raids ago. 2 weeks
No,
ago.
it's
Sheesh.
we count 2 weeks as a fortnight is one converted week,
That is true.
right?
Yes.
Kind of. It's a chunk of
I'm
time.
down with that. Yeah.
I was a whole different person 2 weeks ago. Most of the cells in my liver were different, I think, biologically. I don't know how frequently we get new body parts.
I don't know
2
about
weeks
liver.
is a long time.
I feel like I have to Google this now. Barf.
So is that our raid team? What's it? Hey, Ash, when's the next raid tier coming out? You should know this.
I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know. Because I don't know that anybody knows.
Yeah, doesn't nobody know?
Nobody
I
knows.
think nobody knows.
But I thought Ash might though. If there was gonna be anyone, it'd be Ash.
I mean, I'm
thing I
happy to
heard-
speculate. I'm more than happy to speculate, and my speculation tells me that it's going to be third Tuesday of July.
All right.
The raid?
Yeah.
That would have 8.2.
That'd be like 2 to 3 weeks after 8.2, which would be weird because they usually go like 4 to 6 or 7 weeks, right? But this has not been on cycle. They're not on cycle. They're a little late of their 11-week normal, so
Okay, so that date makes sense to me because WoW Classic comes out at the end of August. And the new raid should be out before then. And
yes, I
I'm
think, and I would think that they would have, 5-6 weeks of people doing their raid progression before they lose
Yeah.
everybody to class. I don't know.
Huh.
We'll see.
I'll be
That's
interested in
just
finding out.
tinfoil hat speculation. It's it'll probably not even be close. But hey,
First of
We'll
all,
get it. We'll get it.
you forced me to answer.
I heard that all you have to do to find out when the raid drops is just to walk up to any dev at a bar and ask them.
That's
That
what
was
you
what
do.
I heard. But secondly,
Only no talent or nobodies.
yeah, some lame nobody.
Lame nobody. Yeah.
The other thing is you brought up WoW Classic. I'm sure some of you have seen the discussions that have been happening over on the Discord the last couple of weeks. Keep an eye out on the Classic servers for a CTR presence there. I don't know that we've actually landed on any definite plans yet, but there will not be, so far as I'm aware, there will not be an absence of a CTR presence on the WoW Classic servers. So if CTR is your jam, but like if CTR was 15 years ago, we're figuring it out. We have not forgotten you.
Have they pointed at a certain faction or
That has been part of the discussion.
Yes, it's
Right.
exciting.
How could you even possibly not roll alliance?
I mean,
know.
I could see it going either way, quite honestly. If you put it up to a vote, it could go either way.
If you put it up to a vote, it'll go horde.
Speaking as
Maybe
a
it could go
shaman, I feel
multiple
like
ways.
maybe your insistence that the guild roll alliance might be a little self-defeating.
Speaking as a shaman, I don't actually care because I'm not playing classic at all. I'm gonna play the game where I can get on my transmog mount and make my mog look awesome every time. I can give my character short green hair, I think. Probably.
Maybe.
I can do all kinds of things that you can't do in classic. I can queue up for something and then drop out because that's what I do. I queue up and say 25 minutes, screw that. I'm going to run an island instead. I mean, that's how I play WoW these days.
They didn't
In
have
Classic,
islands back
doesn't-
in vanilla. Everything was all on one continent.
No. Or two.
You know? Actually, there were two.
Yeah, but no, there was one because no islands.
I mean, I wouldn't call Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms islands. I mean, they're pretty big. Big. Anyway, yeah, they don't have pet battles. I don't even pet battle. You had to keep your pets in your bags.
And
I'm
your
not trying to-
mounts. You had to right-click your pet
They don't
in
even
your
bother
bag.
to poo in the corner. You know what's really going to freak me out, actually? I'm willing to play Classic. What's going to freak me out is at some point after vanilla, but before now. So somewhere in that time frame.
Okay.
They shortened the casting time for mounting from 3
They did.
seconds to 1.5 seconds. I forget when that happened, but I'm pretty sure it was after vanilla. So what's going to happen is 400 times I'm going to click my mount button. 1.5 seconds later, I'm going to start walking. I'm going
That
to
muscle
cancel my
memory.
casting time, and I'm going to be
Uh-huh.
frustrated with myself for not having learned my lesson yet. That's my expectation.
And then you're gonna go back to the regular servers where the grass is green
The
and
other
the
punches
milk and
I'm
honey
willing
is
to
sweet.
roll with. That's the one that's going to get me. I'm predicting this today. Although
I
I am
can't wait to see
kind
it.
of looking forward to experimenting with priests in vanilla because priests did this thing where each race had their own unique priest spell that none of the rest of the priests got. Like Fear Ward was just for dwarves. And there was one for night elves that was like a damage spell. And there was one for undead that was like a damage you and heal me spell, like a vampiric spell. It was nifty.
Well, listen, I have a very very specific attitude towards classic WoW, and I think Samuel L. Jackson said it best one
I
time
just want to
when
know
he
what
said,
quote you're gonna say.
"Sewer rats may taste like pumpkin pie, but I would never know, because I would never eat the filthy mother trucker."
Not where I thought, but okay.
So maybe classic's great, but it sounds filthy to me.
Mhm.
I could give you a guarantee on a steak by sticking my head up a cow's backside, but really I'd rather just take the butcher's word for it.
Are we doing a quote up? Can you guys do this?
Yeah, I
We'll
just
love
assumed
this.
we were quoting movies today.
I am drawing blanks, but I think you and Sal could do this for a while.
I'm going to say something definitive. I just want everyone with an earshot to hear this right now.
Done.
I know that I can quote movies. I know I can. But I understand that my ability to quote movies would pale in comparison to Barf's.
Well, we'll just have to play a party game at BlizzCon.
I can
And-
quote Labyrinth. Like if you guys want to get down with some Labyrinth, do that.
Listen, I will get down with Labyrinth
Oh God, I love
and
Labyrinth.
the Goblin King.
I get
I
down
will
with the
get-
Goblin King.
Down with that.
Mm.
Anyway, Barf.
We're
I
doing
think we
it.
should do shout outs. All right. Ash,
Goblin
how do you
King
do
is
shout outs?
the Goblin King is now my hero, and I am now shouting out the Goblin King. 'Cause if the Goblin King can have that kind of effect on you ladies, it's over. I'm shouting out the Goblin King right now. And
have
I
a-
am looking for shout outs on the Twitter, and I didn't see any earlier.
There's a couple of people
I look,
posted
Sal?
things to us that were older but still valid, I think. And it was really good. That was a few days ago. And while you're looking at that, I'll do my shout out. I want to shout out to a friend of ours. Most of us here, maybe not Turarts, have met this man. I want to shout out to Stone,
Aw.
who he has been running. What is the name? Oh my
WoW
gosh!
challenges.
Iron
Iron
Man
Man.
challenge. Yep.
WoW challenge. That's right, because he bought the website. I think it was like called the WoW Warcraft Iron Man challenge back in the day, and he purchased that site and started running that community. Someone else had started it, and he's like, and was gonna let it die. And he's like, no, this is cool. And he got that URL. He continued to build up the community, continued to hype it up. And there's just a very cool following. Anyway, he posted on Twitter that he's stepping down in a leadership capacity of Warcraft challenges, and he's got pretty good reason. You've met him or maybe know about him. He's got ALS, and it is now prohibiting him from being a leader in that particular community. And a couple other people are stepping up to continue moving that community forward. And it's a great community. But Stone, your CTR community is with you, and we appreciate everything, all that you've contributed. So much time you've contributed, and you've contributed to the CTR party, and you've been there. We've hung out. Thank you so much. And I expect to still see you around Azeroth. But yeah, everyone check out Warcraft challenges. If you think this it's a little bit slow right now, why don't you try one of those challenges there? And put that little feather in your in your cap. Get a little bit of Iron Man action.
That was a really good shout out. That's definitely very, very good. I got to give it up to Stone as well. Dude's the man. He's going through a lot right now, and he deserves every
is the
piece
man.
of love and support that he sees, for sure. Mine, I guess, to dads. If you're a dad, if you have a dad, if you had a dad, happy Father's Day to everybody that affects.
Ash is the dad.
Hey.
I'm a dad. Thank you, Barf. Appreciate that. Got 3 beautiful daughters. Love being a dad. Missed them all the time, but we got to spend a week together, so I just finished up a vacation with them, actually. So we went to Six Flags, and we went to aquariums, and we went to Coca-Cola. The best advertisement I've ever driven 2.5 hours to, by the way, the Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta. Definitely go to that advertisement given the chance. Awesome.
I know where you went on vacation last year.
Oh, I know.
'Cause I was there.
That's right.
You
I
were in
was
New
in
York
New
City.
York City. That's right.
Yeah, I'm going back to Coney Island in a week, this weekend for the Mermaid Parade.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing,
We
and
do
I'll
have
drink beers on the boardwalk while thinking about you and Lonnie.
We do have a couple of chat room shout outs. Euro shout out to Graves for falling down about 12 feet of submarine ladder and coming out of it with just a few bruises.
Wow, dude. Okay.
Sounds like a story's there, but yes, glad he's all right. Ash shouts out to the dead David Bowie. David Bowie.
R.I.P.
Oh, the
And
Goblin
then
King. Yes,
Goblin
I
King.
understand. Sorry,
Goblin King.
I was confused for a second.
Shout out I have real quick. I don't see any others, so I'll talk and see if anyone comes in. Shout out to Bottle Spark. We talked about Wisconsin earlier on. I wouldn't be able to do what I do or be where I am or have to learn how to use a Mac if it wasn't for them. Shout out to my dad who will never watch it because it's part of that whole crazy internet thing. I love my dad. We have gone though a entire 2-hour car ride without saying a word to each other in a car, just sitting. Just that's our relationship. But with some life changes coming up, my ex is finally moving out of the house in 2 weeks and having to do this all on my own. He called me today and just like talked, and then I cried and he cried and I cried and then he cried more. So it was I've never like seen my dad cry. I guess I didn't really see it. I just heard it. So it was kind of a like awkward, odd bonding moment. But shout out to him for being here, even though he doesn't like talk ever. Oh, we can go 2 hours with just sitting there, just switching channels on the music for 2 hours. Good times.
It's quality time.
Quality time. Super
Strong
quality time.
silent type.
Oh my god, it's so awkward. Yeah, it is. But shout out to my dad who will never listen to this because it's part of that weird internet thing that he doesn't understand. I love it. I'm never gonna let him live that down ever. The greatest. A couple more shout outs in chat. Shout out to Rubber Chicken Coalition for always being there for me when I need a friend. I lost one of my dogs this week.
Oh.
It really showed me the love, Winchester. And shout out to Dina who gets me free beer at the Dubliner. I think free beer deserves a shout out, Ash. I don't like beer though. Oh.
Sal, I didn't find any shout outs, but I found a haiku. Is that what I'm reading?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to pull up the haiku, and it's from a website. I think it's called "I'm Sorry, Here's a Haiku," or maybe that's the name of the haiku. I'm sorry, here's a haiku. It says, "Bringing a metric carp ton of fun to Sunday and Monday nights," and that is, of course, describing your very own The Troublemakers raid team for to raid Airy Peak, U.S.
Yes, the troublemakers will tweet at us sometimes, and I really appreciate that. That I get that the message come up on my phone, and it makes me it makes me happy. So we tweeted that the Mechatork kill, and they called it heroic Mechatork. I definitely like that, and of course, a haiku.
And of course,
Haikus
the
are
metric
brilliant.
carp ton. Gotta
That's
love
wonderful.
carp tons.
Oh, look, the troublemakers actually have their own. I knew this. We're following them. Has their own at CTR makers. It's
C
troublemakers.
troublemakers.
On Twitter. That's cute. That's cute.
So what's happening right now in chat is that there's an argument about the Cubs. So what I'm going to decide is that that's just going to probably wrap us up for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank Navox and Geek Chic Lisa for our theme music. You can find us on Twitter at converted_CTR. Turarts is at Turarts. Sal is at summer_Sal. Esh is at Eshelon. And I am at a bonus level. When's the next episode?
Hey, we in 2 weeks, July 1st, we'll have a show, and then 2 weeks after that, July 15th, we've got the Hump Day Heroes. That will be good. We figured that out today. I'm happy about that.
Normally we do the show on Mondays. Do we have to wait until Wednesdays to host the Hump Day Heroes? Is that a law?
They're making an exception for us.
They are? Okay, good.
Uh-huh.
Fantastic. Well, we will see you then, everybody, for Turarts,
Bye.
for Ash,
Bye-bye.
for Sal.
It don't gotta be Hump Day to be Hump Day.
And for myself. We'll see you next time, everybody.
You can follow the show on Twitter
okay.
_CTR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast.
That happened.
That was lovely.
See you again.
Let's try that again.
You can follow the show on Twitter at converted_CTR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast. And find us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast. And join us live every other Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really. I apologize for nothing.
I loved it. I think we should do that every show.
Hey, Barf. Next time we do a show, can you just, instead of like bringing up my camera and my face, can you just like put David Bowie and the Goblin King up, and I'll do the raid report as the Goblin King.
As
I
the
can
Goblin
find you
King.
some images.
I got you.
You can. All you gotta do, Ash, is get like a crystal ball and learn how to like roll it around your arm.
Do I have to do the accent? I don't think I could do the accent. That's probably
Yeah,
not.
2 weeks to practice.
It's plenty of time. It's going to be a good show in 2 weeks.
Barf is currently surfing the web for pictures of David Bowie.
Now, in 2 weeks, we don't have Hump Day Heroes. In 2 weeks, I don't know what we have.
I'll just be getting back from California, so I'll be super tired. Be fine.
So, my hair is short now.
I love it.
It's a good-looking hair.
It's short and green.
It was green before, but now it's short and